All right, and,
I'm
and here we
new to
go.
all this, y'all. I'm just new to all this stuff.
No, it's all good. It's all
Okay.
good. Don't you worry about
Okay,
anything. That's
I'll
all
get the
right.
hang of it. I'll get the hang of it.
So
No
again, as
worries.
always, much love and thank you very much. Many blessings to you. We do appreciate your confidence in working with us and really going through this 5D experience together as soul sisters and brothers. It's a beautiful journey.
5D economy.
5D economy. We're finding each other. Today is a business side of ASEA, and we're going to be talking specifically about that. Many of you, and God bless you on your product and your experience that you're getting, and that's great on that. Today, though, we're going to talk about the business side of things, how to really take a look at what ASEA has done, which has really created something so unique. And now, how do we take that very unique thing that they've created that nobody else has, from what we know, and turn that into a 5D economy, which is becoming abundant by helping other people become abundant. Okay, so that's what we're all here to do. So thank you again for everybody. This is April. I'm Jay. We're going to be your host for the day and run right through this. So today we wanted to talk about what's called the opening. And the opening means this is what you do when you're actually attracting someone that says, hey, I'm interested in what you do. Okay, and i.e. that's also referred to as prospecting. Okay, so a lot of people seem to get caught up on that. We feel like we have a solution here we're going to discuss with you and really open up to you. That's really going to help you with that, so you can feel like I got you, Charlotte. I got you, Charlotte. And we got the solution for you, and that really will work. Okay, and we're here to help with that. Okay, so there's going to be that. Then we're also going to go over what's called the closing. The closing is when someone says, okay, yes, I'm interested, Charlotte, in what you have. Now, what do we do from here? Now, this is where you take that from there and now get them to the point of where now they are actually get to have the experience just like everybody else is. Okay, so the first thing is I want to talk to you a little bit about the opening. That's the most important part. And that's really where people are going to get attracted to you. Okay. And that's really more of an energetic thing from our experience. There's a lot of ways people handle multi-level marketings in and of itself. Okay. And that's a lot of it's like, well, let me post my link here. Let me do this here. Let me share this out here. Let me call someone, or let me do that. Right. So those are good. But again, let's talk about how to fast track you on this one. What several of you here that have shows have been successfully doing, what April and I have been successfully doing, is we've actually done videos to be able to attract people. So what we do in essence, and I just want you to get this, because we're going to show you how to duplicate this exact same thing that we do with our help. Okay, so the same thing that we do with our help, so you absolutely will not feel like you're alone, and I believe you're going to love this one. Okay, so what we do is this. Danielle Matthews is here, everybody. Danielle's a diamond executive with the company, and really, quite frankly, literally our lifeline to ASEA. And again, it's been an angel for us, for many of us. So she's just thank you, Danielle, for that. And so what we do is we interview the experts, such as Danielle on High Vibes Up. We just interviewed Dr. David Silverman, and so we interview those experts like that. And then what happens is the people are watching those experts, okay, and they're saying, okay, this makes sense. How do I get started? That in turn, when you're interviewing someone, I want you to, let me get here, people coming in here. Okay, when you're interviewing someone, that's your presentation. Okay, so I want you to think in terms for just a minute for me on this one. Okay, so when you're interviewing someone, like, so for example, we did a fantastic interview. We've done several of them on High Vibes just recently. When we do those, that's kind of the presentation, if you would. Now, that should pretty much, for the most part, be what you need to, for that customer to simply just kind of get some, last minute details. Okay, I get what you're talking about. Let me just pick the package that you want there. Okay, so that's where that goes to. When someone calls you and says, okay, after they've watched one of these shows, actually, you know what? Let me wind back for a minute. When we do the interviews, that's the presentation. What I want to make available, what we want to make available to you, this is your brainchild. So do you want to speak about it?
No, go ahead.
You want me to roll with it?
Yeah,
all right, I'm going to roll with it. So what we're going to make available to you is this, okay? Because we know that this is just
trying our best to relieve the anxiety of it all. Because that's where a lot of people are getting it tripped up on the fear of, oh my God, I'm out there by myself. I don't know what to say. I don't know the right questions. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with enough with the product to even ask, like logical questions. So, and believe me, we were, when we first started, I was not asking logical questions at
Yeah.
all. But, when you have someone else on your show that knows just a little bit more than you know, it's going to help reduce your anxiety by a whole lot.
And then now herein lies the proverbial, well, how many people do I send out a video a day? How many people do I contact today? How many sales calls do I contact today? We're going to go to the erasing board and try to eliminate that out of your life. Okay. So just follow me and try to stay with me on this one for a minute if you can.
Because the whole goal is our business is never outbound calls. We would not be sitting here having this conversation if we had to do outbound calls. It is draining, it's exhausting, and it's so much energy involved in it. So we have been able to take an outbound type of business, flip it around, and now it's all inbound. The only time that any outbound calls are going out is when we're literally returning calls. That is it. We do
Beautiful.
not, thank you. We do not want anyone chasing anyone or anything, and that includes the money. That includes the sale. That includes the customer. When you release yourself of all of that and you allow yourself to flow with the universal energy and to have that come to you, everything is going to be so much easier. We are never stressed out about this at all. We're sitting here in front of an oceanfront room, right? We've got the ocean behind us. Things are we're literally flowing with the universal energy, just like the ocean. And there's just no stress. And this is what we want to teach you. We've already done it, and you can easily duplicate it. And I think we came up with a great solution.
I think we really came up because we've been racking our brains around this too, really, to make sure how to help you get this. And then we talk in context of showing you these things where we're at right now, not to impress you, but to impress upon you. It's technique that makes a difference of a life change. It's not a lot. I'm not a blood, sweat, and tears person. I'm just not. Okay. And it doesn't fit into my plans. So, it's just technique that needs to work on. So we're going to focus on technique today. So what we know has worked, okay, is we know what works is that what's called influence. Okay. And we know that if we were to interview someone that is, again, knows more about what we're talking about than what we do, they in turn are now, are in a position of, being an expert. So we interview them. So I'm painting this picture for you right now. So try to get it and imagine yourself in what I'm talking about. Try to put yourself in exactly what I'm doing right now. So we interview somebody. We'll, for example, interview Danielle. We'll say, okay, well, tell us all about this. I see everybody tells us what they need to do. And then we have a call to action was like, hey, if you all are wanting this, there's a number and there's an email below. Click on that link below and reach out to us. Okay, boom, the calls start coming in. Like April says, we inbound those calls, meaning they call in, we outbound to set the appointment. That is it. We don't go like, hey, let me tell you about this opportunity. Let me tell you that. That's done over this global presentation. So here's what we're going to do for you. Okay, with you, because we're very privileged to be able to work with you. And again, the confidence that you placed with us. You all have an influence with people. What you're doing right now, though, if you don't have a show or you don't have a podcast, what you're doing right now is you're picking up the phone. You're kind of sending a video to somebody. You're kind of sharing. Well, this is my friend who's kind of a friend that had this experience, kind of thing, right? That's what you're doing right now, okay? Which is a little bit weird. So when people do that, they're like, "What the hell are you sending me? Who's this person?"
It's a little clunky.
So here's what we're going to do. We want to put you in the driver's seat. Okay, we want to put you in the driver's seat. And what that means is this. We are willing to set up your event for you. Anne, for example, we would be willing to set up the event for Anne, okay? And all you do is instead of sending a video about, well, look at this person, look at that person, look at this person, look at that person, you set up an event, you come on and you co-host this event with us, okay? you sit in there, you get in the driver's seat, you become you put yourself in a position of confidence, of power, if you would. Your people are coming because of you. They're not coming because of us. Okay.
They don't even know
They don't
us.
even know us. They, they're not coming because of that. What we will do is if we'll set up these events, okay, we'll stream them through one of our channels, okay, you invite your people to that event. That'll be your event. It won't be a global event. It'll have, when the event page comes out, let me paint this picture for you. When the event page comes out, it's going to have your picture and then one of our pictures. It could be me, it could be April. I'm going to nominate Danielle, but it could be one, it could be.
Wait a sec, can you screen share the PicMonkey? Because I just did one for Carla.
I don't know how
today.
to do that.
Oh, well, no, just go to the screen share and then go to PicMonkey. We can kind of give you an example, because we're setting one up for Carla. Can you go to PicMonkey? real quick?
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do that.
And then you'll get a really clear idea.
Okay, go to
of how-
PicMonkey.
Yeah. Hold on, let me put my glasses on.
Okay, and oh, there.
Oh,
Okay,
open
cool,
this one
cool.
up. Yeah.
Okay, just acts like that.
No, just say edit image.
Edit image?
Yeah, and it'll open it up. And then just slide that over.
Okay.
So this is, I mean, all of them will look a little bit different, but this will just give you a general idea. So we titled her show, which is going to be her event, which is going to be on Wednesday, the Redox Revolution.
Congratulations, Carla.
Yes.
Thank you.
And now there's no turning back because we got
Yeah, so
witnesses.
that we're showing it.
See that, Carla?
I'm turning back.
You see how you lock it down?
And
Yeah.
this is going to be streamed live via Zoom on one of our YouTube channel, actually multiple YouTube channels, and also our Facebook pages. It has the special event, the date, the day, the time. All Carla has to do now is send this out with a link to our YouTube channel. Bada boom, bada bing, done. So
Yeah.
that's simple. All you have to do is start inviting people that you're already talking to come see you at place X. That's it.
And then what happens here is this. There's going to be one of us with you, okay? So we're not going to let you drown. I promise you that. We're not going to let you get there. You go as far as you can go. If we need to, we'll jump in. Believe me, we've done this enough where we know where to pick up. So we won't let any dead air, any weird moments happen. This is what we do. We'll
And
jump.
so we don't drown. If a question pops up,
Right.
we have Danielle with us on the call, or Dr. David. So between all of us, somebody will get a question answered
Yeah.
that, if you don't know or I don't know it, then Danielle will certainly, or Dr. David will.
So a couple of things. This way you don't have to have the apprehension of like, oh, I don't have a channel and I've never done this before. How do I do this? This is just too overwhelming for you. Don't have to do that because we're going to be right there. We've got your back. We're going to be your partner in this event, if you would. We're literally going to be right there with you. If we feel like you've done something, we'll jump in, we'll get in there. You do one or two of these, you'll get your rhythm going on. Most importantly, what'll happen is your confidence will go through the roof. Okay. You'll be able to feel like you can talk to anybody. And this goes for you too. Like, I know like High Vibes and a couple other you guys they're just really just getting a lot of people that are going to end up wanting to be associates. Well, that same thing again, just to really help you with the model of being able to just really get it out there. People will, all they'll have to do, instead of you copy and pasting and stuff like this, they go to your event. They go to your event that you set up, that one of us are with you, and they watch it. They're interested because we're going to help with the call to action for you. Okay. So if I'm doing one with Charlotte and me and Charlotte are hanging out together, and I'm going to say, look, everybody, thank you everybody to place your order. Charlotte's links in the description below. Here's our information, reach out, set appointments from there at that point in time. And I'm giving you the steps, if you would, open to close. At that point in time, it's all about just setting the appointments. That's all we're doing for Charlotte.
Because
And then
during the whole event, we're literally closing people. We're telling them, do not buy retail, do not go on the website alone. Make sure you call us for schedule appointments so we can make sure to safely get you navigate through the website easily, quickly, and not spend the money, a large amount of money that you don't need to, because people don't realize that there are ways to have the price, be more affordable because they're not paying retail. And when you go to the website, that's not self-explanatory. So a lot of people make the mistake and go straight to buying retail, and they're paying way more than they should be paying.
Or they watch this amazing video and they're like, I want that feeling, but they
Yeah.
don't know how much to order to get that feeling. And that
Mhm.
happens all the time. This is why we also have for enrollment assistance contact us, we have a phone number, which we always advise people to contact, because you just don't know what you don't know. Someone asked a question there. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Kelly asked a question. So Carla is sharing her story and is it a live chat? So part yes to all of that, Kelly. Carla's going to be sharing her story, but Carla's also going to be critical in the interview process. Carla, along with myself, will ask questions of, Danielle or the expert there and say, hey, well, what do you mean about that? What do you mean about that? See, what'll happen is me and Carla will get in a vibe together. Carla will be able to pick up my vibe, and I may have asked a question. Carla will now know instinctively, okay, I can pick up on that question. Now it's going to get her level of getting out there. You see how this is all going to work?
Yeah.
It's going to get her moving to that level, because she's going to know where I went with it, which is going to tee her up to know where to go with it. And I can go back in. Next thing you know, before you know it, Carla's leading this event and I'm sitting back and I'm just sitting there, probably just there if on an as needed basis. And that's the intent behind this, is that we wanted to really try to put something in here. Number one, that would get you the experience of having customers call you, where you don't have to feel like you're calling them. And number two, not feel like you're relying upon anybody for your business, for your income. Okay. And not feel like you're relying on me to have to always close your deals or write your tickets or anything like that. I mean, we're always here to support, but I know there's always that sense of sanity, knowing that I'd like to still know how to do it myself. You know what I mean? And these are the things that we're going to work with you over these coming weeks, is really from a standpoint of not only how to get those the customers attracted to you where they're calling you, but then to be able to now just get them with there. Because now, and I'm going to give you a couple of things I always say, and I'm very, very confident about this. If I know someone has watched a video and they call me up and they say to me this, can you tell me what this is about? Now, I know that they've just watched a video because they call because they watched the video. My response is always this, and I want you to get confident on this when they watch your video. Just trust me on this, because it will save you so much mental energy. Please watch the video again, and then let's talk.
Exactly.
I've already done my presentation.
wow.
I'm not going to go through and do another 45
Right.
minutes one by one. I can't.
Feel like you have to go back and resell anything, because all you're doing at this point is helping navigate them through the enrollment experience and answer minor questions here and there.
Yeah.
Like, naturally stuff's going to come up. But if they start asking you all of the questions that you just went through, you need to literally say, thank you, but listen, write this one down. You can never go wrong with this line. Let's hit the reset button.
Okay.
Let's hit the reset button, and I'm going to text you the link. You are going to go ahead and rewatch the video. Right? That's what you're not saying, why, how about if you do this? You're literally laying the foundation, telling them what to do. We're going to hit the reset button. Here's what we're going to do, Danielle. Maybe there was something you missed in the show. So let's hit the reset button. You're going to go ahead and rewatch the video. And as soon as you're done watching the video, we're going to reschedule another appointment so I can help walk you through the enrollment process.
Pre-framing is so critical before you speak to someone. It'll absolutely save your mental energy. And I cannot stress this to you enough, okay? Because if you don't pre-frame your person that's going to enroll, you're going to take a look. Imagine you do a video and there's probably 100 people, 1,000 people, whatever, 10 people watch you. Imagine having to do that presentation or that
Uh-huh.
video again, one by one by one. You're going to shoot yourself in the head and then shoot them in the head before you shoot yourself in the head. So it's going to be that kind of experience, and you don't want that. So what I always do is this: when someone calls up, I always validate that. My question is this: which video did you watch? Because it lets me know that they watched the video. Because if they say I haven't, then I'm like, watch this first. Okay, so. So I always ask these questions. Okay, which video did you watch? That's number one. Number two is, okay, then I set the appointment for them. Okay, we set the appointment. And then from there, I send them another quick overview video, which we'll provide to all of you too. And we'll help do this as we do these events together. It's an 8-minute video that Dr. David put together for us on how to use ASEA and what pretty much to order. So it pretty much tells them on the front end before I've even spoken to them. So just follow this process for me for 1 second. It pretty much tells them on the front end before I've even spoken to them, this is kind of what I need to consider ordering. This is how I need to take this product. So now when I'm speaking to them, I start off with this. I simply ask them this. I say, before I get started, can I answer any questions for you? Because there's obvious questions, and so let them ask whatever questions they got. And they're generally at that point in time are, let's take it. Well, okay. So a lot of times they're about will it help with this? Will it help with that? Kind of thing like that. And and it's like, look, it's not medicine. It's not nutrients. It's, it does its work for the cells, and
you're literally kind of just going back and repeating what you said, but more nonchalantly, like, could you just, navigating their questions without feeling like, geez, I have to give this whole presentation all over again because either you weren't listening, you weren't paying attention, or you really didn't watch the show.
So be really strong about that one, and be very confident about that, because it is your time, okay? And your time is very valuable. And when you put your energy out there as far as your time being valuable, people will start to respect that, right? So if you don't, they absolutely won't. It is what it is, because you gave them that space not to respect that. So that's the opening part of it. So we're going to put this out to you. So just recap this before we move to the next phase. We want to keep these at an hour, okay? So because we know you got stuff to do. We know you got things in your life to do. So yep. And hey, Alex.
What would be a key indicator that tells you someone has not watched the video you sent? Like, what would be some questions that they would be asking?
Well, you could say, have you watched the video, is always what I ask first. So you want to know that on the front end. You know what I mean? And if they yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then they say yes, because like I've had someone who was like, yeah, I totally did. And you could tell by the way, but I was like 30, 40 minutes deep in the conversation. But I'm like, dude, I don't think you watched anything. Like, we're going round and round. So I was just curious if there's a way to tell off the top without having to be super long in the conversation to be like,
you're going to have to go with the vibe.
Exactly.
You're going to have to go with the vibe on it. And Alex is in each person's, there's no real indicator, but if they start asking you the exact same questions again that were covered on the show, then what you may want to do after about 5 minutes of that conversation, not 45 minutes, after 5 minutes, that's where you probably want to say to them, hey, listen, you know what? Let me make a recommendation. Why don't you watch it again? Because a lot of this I covered in the video. Why don't you watch that again? And then from there, then, we can hit the reset button. Now you're letting them know.
You're not playing around.
Well, not only that, you're letting them know, please come to me when you're ready to order.
You
know what I mean? And you've already done that, and that's it. Because you're not, we're not here to answer health questions. We're not here to answer any of that. We're here to help walk them through the enrollment process and talk about the different packages, programs, and what makes sense for them, whether they, what level they want to go to. So I hope that helped there.
It did. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Let's hit the reset button. Love that. All right. So now you've gotten to the point where they're calling in. Okay. So now they've watched your show and they say, okay, Hannah, I want an appointment. Hannah, what do I do next? And the text that'll come in, they'll be like, or they'll call you and they'll email you. They'll be like, I want to purchase ASEA. I'm interested in ASEA. Now, what do? Well, you set an appointment. Okay. So set the appointment. What I would encourage you all to do in your initial phases right now, at least for the first little bit, is to, whoever your upline is or that you're working with, I would encourage you to reach out to them to be there with you and not try to figure this out yourself. Okay, just please trust us on this one. There's a learning curve, okay, and we've been through it. And look at the doggy. Let me pet it. But there's a learning curve, and the difference between me and April and you all is time. That's it. We've just been doing it more right now. That's all it is. But you're gonna get that time. But I would encourage you to really just make sure that you just don't put yourself in a position where you're not getting to again, it's all going to be about time for you.
So let me put it to you this way. There is only one reason and one reason only why someone will not purchase or cannot purchase. They're not able to. It's only truly because they cannot afford it for whatever reason. It's never about, do they feel like I'm not sure if I want it or if I don't want it. I do not have all my questions. When we receive these calls, people are dying. They are calling them and saying, I want the elixir of the gods. How do I get the elixir of the gods? They are so excited about purchasing this product. And that's when if you're on the phone if your enrollments are taking any longer than 30 minutes, there's something very wrong going on in the presentation, in your delivery, because they should be calling you with excitement. They want it. They want it. They know that that they want it. All you're doing is helping them get through the online enrollment process. That is it.
So, and I want, and a lot of this, remember, is technique. So this is what we're going to be teaching you throughout these coming weeks. Okay. It's technique, because technique is what makes all the difference in the world. Like, how do you position yourself? What is great. It's important, but your technique. Okay, it's going to be your style. And I'm not talking about being a super salesperson or this. I'm talking about how you deliver it. So you want to make sure that you are, again, like pre-framing people. But when you spend time with people and you're having conversations, what I hear a lot of is this. Okay, and I'm still working through this in my head, why I'm hearing it. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't get it on my side, but I'm trying to figure out the way. And this is what these classes are going to work to do, is to help you so you don't get it on your side. I'm going to sign up. This person's going to sign up. Okay. This person is going to sign up next day. I keep thinking to myself, what exactly are they signing up for? Because I don't get those conversations. I don't get that they're signing up. I get that someone's making a life decision. I get that someone's going to start an experience called ASEA. That's what I get. Okay. Because what happens is that when someone puts in a position and said, okay, well, I'll sign up then, or I'll sign up this, or I'll do it that way. It's like it almost feels like we've taken the experience of the ASEA and turned it back into the multi-level marketing aspect. So now I'm signing back over. And that's what you want to kind of reel back a minute. And one of the things we've always said in our classes, and it's called Secrets to Broadcasting Riches. And if you want to let us know, we'll get it to you. It's get out of presentation mode and get into conversation mode. So I'm talking to Candy and Kid. They're friends. I'm not going to present per se to them. We're going to have a conversation, not a presentation. So if you feel yourself getting into presentations, if you would, stop and hit the reset button. Candy, Kid, one of you there's right, got the hand raised.
Yeah. So my question is, when you are in that the enrollment process, the online enrollment process, would that be best to be more transparent and open with the person that you're talking to than more closed off? Like
100% open,
more than the business point of view, would be more transparent with who's
Very
transparent. I mean, you want to talk about, you remember this, they're only there because they got a connection with you.
They like you.
They liked you and they got a connection. So when one of you are on the phone or talking to them, absolutely be transparent. Say, look, and I tell people, here's what I tell people. I'm like, look, this is my presentation. Okay. Here's my presentation. I say, let me tell you, you watched a video. because this is what we do. We do videos. That's our marketing. So we know it has to do with the video for the most part. And so we say, you watch the video. Let me show you what we used that got the experience that you watched on that video. Let me show you what we used that got the experience that you watched on that video. So I'm letting them know before I even go to the different enrollment packages, this is what I bought. This is what you watched. Anything other than that, I can't speak to that. I can only speak to that. That's what you watched. You watched that. You watch that family pack, you watch that business pack, whatever country you're in. I think it's titled differently. You watch that entrepreneur pack, whatever you watched is what I'm pointing at. You see what I mean? Because that's what I can give them. Because when we're on someone's show, we're on our own show, we can only speak from our own experience about this whole thing, right? So that's all we can do.
And the other thing too, do not be afraid to let people know, because you're going to hear this, oh, well, I'll just try a bottle. Oh, well, I'll just order 2 bottles. That's not going to do diddly squat. And you know damn well it's not going to do diddly squat. So who is it really helping? It's not helping your business, and it's certainly not helping their life. All it's doing is literally wasting whatever the cost of it, the charge of 2 bottles is. So you have to learn to be honest with people and say, that's not going to work. 2 bottles is absolutely, don't even waste your money. Don't do it, because it's not going to be good for you. And it's certainly not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for any parties. If you want to have the experience that you're seeing on the videos, whichever video you watched, it's because we're taking it, depending on who it is, 4 or 8. Most of us are on YouTubers are taking 8 bottles. So if you're looking for that type of life altering experience, this is how you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You have to put a stick in the mud and to be able to say to people, please just don't even do it. It's not going to be worth your money, time, or energy. And that is the God's honest truth.
So,
Nobody will benefit out of that
just
scenario.
remember this is the feeling we've all gotten out of it. Okay, this is what we feel, and I think that's been amazing to us, is we feel like the essence of the concept of God has come in and bought in this blue bottle called ASEA, right? And this white tube called Renew 28. And so we feel that comes from some sort of, higher vibe, kind of dimensional being that's been helping us out, that's given us a better existence. So we're very, very passionate about it. So it is right for you to feel like, if you know that a customer purchases something and you know that they didn't order the right amount, and you know they're not going to get the whack over the head, like, holy smokes. And then that whack could be a little detox in the beginning. We all know that. But if you know they're going to nut that, I mean, I don't have any problem telling people, listen, you should probably consider getting your money back or order properly. Tell them all the time. Don't
Because
be afraid.
You want people to have that, oh my God, this is the best experience feeling. And they're not going to do it unless they order the right amount. And we are also very, very verbal about, this is not, we don't do this willy-nilly. This is for us a lifetime ongoing purchase that we're going, this is just part of our lifestyle now. It's become, ASEA has become part of our lifestyle for the rest of our lives, period.
So we can live younger long.
We will never, ever go, we have no plans of ever going off of it, ever. Why would you ever want to go off of something that is aging you younger and is making you feel better than you've ever felt in your life, and is giving you energy, vitality, connection? Why in God's name would you ever want to stop that? Like, I'll just start taking more. Give me more of it. I'm not going to ever take less of it, or let alone stop it. And that's really what you want to share with the person on the other end of the phone.
How we doing, everybody, so far? Y'all getting the groove where we're going with all this? Are you all good? Okay, Charlotte, I love you. God bless you. And so this is great. So I wanted to say this to you now. When you start getting in the rhythm of doing this, and you start getting to your place of doing this, I want you all to consider this. just hear me out on this for a second. And I know everybody's got their clients and everybody's got their base and they got their stuff. And believe me, I know that too. I mean, we're business consultants, okay? And this is our background. You don't know what you don't know, okay? And what I mean by that is you don't know what you don't know, okay? I literally mean that. We've been trained by the best. We have been trained by the best. Danielle Matthews, our upline is just incredible. I mean, we are literally, and I cannot stress this to you enough from the business perspective. We all of us right now, we drew the lottery ticket as it relates to multi-level marketing. Let me explain to you what I mean by this. We're not just with somebody. Our upline is the, whatever someone said, don't use Buckingham Palace because I don't like the word, but whatever, Buckingham Palace, Trump Towers, whatever you believe in, the White House.
Trump Tower.
Trump Towers, you like that better? That's what we use. Trump Towers. We have the Trump Towers of support lineage. They're all in the give back stages of their life. Dr. David, many of you met him. He doesn't need to come out here and do these videos for us. He doesn't need to. He's made his wealth. He's got his thing. He's doing his thing for his family. He comes out of love and he's at the give back stage of his life. Danielle Matthews comes out of love in the give back stage of her life. You see what I'm saying? These people are really here to help us. We've never seen anything like this, and we meet a lot of this. I really can't stress this enough to you. When you are looking at this as a business, I cannot stress to you how serious and how fortunate we all are to have the best consulting, the best people in the industry. I've never seen anything like it. It's like we are so grateful every day on this. That being said, when you get that customer that says they're ready to roll, okay, I would really recommend you bring in your upline, bring in one of us, and let us help you with that enrollment. So you can watch our technique, you can watch our style. Don't try to figure it out yourself, okay? And let us go through the things. Let us show you how we do it. We can show you all day long and practice models and done this, but nothing's going to beat that experience and that energy exchange, because we don't know what that person's going to say. We don't know what objections they're going to have. We don't know what adversity. We don't know if their credit card's going to get declined and where you go with hair and all that stuff. We just don't know what happens until we get in that moment. So until you are at a point of what we really say executive, I think in the training you call it executive training, when you hit an executive training, an executive level, which doesn't take that long, if you got the right technique. Remember, technique, think technique, don't think knowledge, think technique, okay? When you get to that point, you get to an executive, then you start doing this. But until you get to an executive, seriously consider using your support, because your support knows what they're doing. They can answer anything. They can help you through this. They can help you through this, and they can most likely take your business from a little flip to a big bounce, okay? Seriously, just by making sure, because again, you don't know what you don't know. They're teaching you technique. So and a lot of that has to do with just again, you want to feel like you want to control the whole scenario with your client and stuff like that. And believe me, I've been there on the same thing. And part of me doing this was this was my decision coming into this. And I hope, for those of you who are coaches and consultants, feel me on this. My decision doing on this one, because I said I'd never do this again. And so we all know how never say never works, right? We're here again. And but I let my ego off at the shelf. I did. That's the first thing I decided. The first thing I said to myself is I said, you know what? I don't know anything about this, and I'm not going to try to figure it out. There's people out there that I've already determined that they're doing exceptionally well in their business. I'm going to ask them for help. And I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to let them tell me when they feel like I'm ready to kind of do this. And that's what I did. I did my
I'm
things.
going to give an example about that. And obviously Danielle's sitting right here, so she can confirm it. The only reason that Jay and I are where we are, which is literally about ready to hit diamond probably in the next week, okay, is because of the support, the hands-on. And when I'm talking support, like Danielle will call us up at 8:30 at night or 9 o'clock in the morning and be like, listen, here's what you got to do. You got to move this, you got to go here, we got to shift, we got to plan, we got to. So we took probably 3 years that it would take, maybe 2 to 3 years to get to where we're at. We've done it in 5 months, but we've done it this way because
Of them.
exactly, there's no ego here. There's no ego here with us. There's no ego here with them. We're all in this mission together. We're all shooting for the same star, right? We're
Yeah.
all going to the same place. We're all going to the same dimension, the 5th dimension, right? So why not utilize and cut all the fat out and stop trying to, if you all read my thing, which you did, I said, that if you get out of your own way and trust the process, you're going to move at lightning speed. What happens is many people get in their own way. The ego gets in the way. Let's call it what it is. The ego gets in the way. And you try to figure everything out yourself. And then you're like, why do I keep
Yeah.
hitting these same stumbling blocks? Why are you having such an easy time closing it and I'm struggling and beating my head against the wall? You're allowing the ego to get in the way. You're not accepting help.
So,
If you just knock that off,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And say, well, listen, I'll do just whatever. It's just like what we said to Danielle was, just show us how to do it. Just tell us what we need to do and put us in the right direction. And then our minds will start figuring out where we got to go here, we got to go there, the strategizing. Give us a plan, Danielle. Give us an idea. That's exactly what she's done. She's continued to do, and so has David and the entire upline.
the first question I asked Danielle before I met her was, and I don't even think she really knew who I was at that point in time. And it's probably a strange question, but I just asked it because I was just, part of me was like thinking, okay, well, I'm here. I'm going to do this again because I like it. But then there was a part of me that was annoyed that I had actually was doing it again. but I did do it. So I just asked her and I said, look, I need to know, how long do you think it's going to take me to minimally make 10,000 a month? I said, that's really all I want to know. And so
That was like week one.
that was boom, right there with that. Danielle's right here to just, she's okay. So we right there. And that's what I wanted to know. And she said, and you know what I loved about it? It wasn't nothing about this. She's like, you're going to need to get close to Diamond and you're going to need to enroll 50 people. And out of those 50 people, we're going to need to cultivate those 50 people. And that should do it. I asked her a very direct question. She gave me a very direct answer. And I thought to myself, I'm in. I said, that's it. I said, that's what I needed. I needed to just have someone at least feel that they don't know who we are, right? I mean, they don't know what our potential is or isn't. I mean, we don't know that, but she didn't treat me as if she didn't know or
Right,
didn't
she
know
could
what it
have
is.
easily rolled her eyes and been like, you know how many times I hear this? How long, what do I have to do to get to 10,000 a month? But she didn't at all. She's like, okay, here's what we need to do. We're going to strategize. We're going to hit boom, 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 boom. And we had a plan. I'm going to share this with you too. We had that conversation January, was it March? And the reason we had the 10,000 in our mind, because at that time we had this idea that we wanted to spend the entire summer down in South Florida. But we needed to get to a minimum of at least, because we have other businesses. So this had to come from something separate. So we needed in our mind to have an extra 10,000 minimum a month coming in so we could spend the summer in South Florida, which is exactly what we've done.
So we did it with strategic planning, which is what we want to do with you, strategic planning. Okay. So remember, we've said this before, if it is important to you, it will absolutely be important to us. We will sit there, we'll go toe to toe with you. If we can't help you, we'll go to Danielle. If Danielle can't help you, Danielle goes to who she needs to go to. It's that trickle up effect is what it is right there. Okay. So everybody will get there to do it, but whatever your vision is, whatever your thing is absolutely doable. We're witnessing it, we're experiencing it, we're embracing it, we're loving it. It's a crazy thing. So that in a nutshell, to circle back to all of that, you feeling me on this? Everybody good? We all good? Okay. And is that I really would highly encourage you to let's do some events together. Okay. Let's put you in the driver's seat. Let's raise your level of confidence. We will be there with you. Okay, we'll do it with you. Okay, we'll be right there with you. You tell us,
All you have to do is be the gatherer.
all you got to do is
Go
you
out
be the
and gather
gatherer.
all the people.
You don't pitch the product. You
No.
simply just send them this page that April showed you, that Carla's got. You send them the page and say, I'm going to be hosting this event. Come and support me. That's all you do. That's all you're doing. We're there to work it together. I tell you, I believe it's going to be a game changer. I really do, because this is what we know. Okay, so we can only bring value to you of what we know, and this is really what we know, right? We know broadcasting, and we know that they're Kelly Garvey. I'm in. That's awesome, Kelly. I look forward to working with you on that. Christy, I know you've got some great stuff going on, and I appreciate all that time. Christy and I work together closely on stuff. I mean, I really want to spend those times with you, and it's number one. I like doing this because I personally believe it does manifest the 5D experience. It really does. We talk through it. We manifest it. We go through it. We're having an incredible, if you haven't watched their show already, they have built the most phenomenal culture community. It's called High Vibes Up. It's right there. You check them out. They're on YouTube. And again, we're just working with soul sisters and brothers that you meet along the way. It's a privilege, because at the end of the day, we will never be able to take any of this with us. So let's just really intensely enjoy this experience right now, for real, and do it together. Have fun with it. We'll be your partners on this. We'll make sure you don't drown. Danielle will make sure we don't drown. It's just going to all work like that. All right. So how are we doing so far? Are we doing good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So what else?
That's it. Honestly, this is it. The best, the way that Jay and I really look at it is, this is, everybody wants to get to that higher, the 4D, the 5D. This is the essence of creating a 5D lifestyle, a 5D economy. It just brings it right back to center, very simplistically. It's people helping others create abundance in all aspects of life: love, happiness, health, wealth, prosperity. It's very simple.
And we're going to do it together. Let me get to a couple questions here. Hey, Jade, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. Hi. Thank you both for doing this.
You're welcome.
And
It's our pleasure.
I just started on Saturday,
Congrats.
and I'm doing really good. I only took 2 ounces on Saturday and then 4 ounces yesterday, and I'm already looking younger. But I wrote my questions down. All right. So I'm just making sure. So I have like 3 super quick questions. So my one is that I want to get clarity. So if we don't have a YouTube channel that's specifically for like the spiritual awakening and 5D and all of that, we would invite like our email list, and then you guys would stream it onto one of your YouTubes and then into the Facebook. Okay. And then will this work live? If, say for instance, like with people in Pilates or something and they want to try it, can I just send them like the Dr. J or Dr. David 8-minute video link?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many peeps typically show up? Like what percentage of people typically after they arrive to presentation? Like say if it's small, what if only like 10 people show up to like a Zoom?
Showed up. Then
You
10
know?
people showed up.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with 10
As long
people.
as it's better than 0.
Yeah. This is going to alleviate the fact that it's other than this, it's difficult to get 10 people to show up. I mean, to try to find them to go to, if you do a 1 by 1 by 1, this you have the ability to get a lot more people, because now you're using the outreach of your social media. So if 10 people show up, if 8 people show up, what we're trying to do here, Jade, is we're just trying to get you in the rhythm of saying, okay, let's get in the groove on this one. Let's see how this feels. I mean, to build up the level of how you about how you go out doing your business versus just like, trying to chase people and present them one by one by one. We're all about like, look, you put the word out, let them come back in, whether it's 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, we're not going to be attached to that. Don't you worry about that. Okay. And then as far as like how many convert over that, they're usually there's no way obviously to quantify it specifically, but they're really, really high because we're asking the questions. You'll when you're with one of us, should you choose you want to do it, you'll start to learn, okay, you'll know what questions to ask. I only learned how to ask these questions because I watch these people, so I know what they do. And then I just, I watch their videos and I use their lingo. You just pick up on it super quick. And then broadcasting in its general, the reason we wanted to really have you utilize this as your vehicle, because I don't know what it is, but it will force you to step up your game. You became, you know what I mean?
Well,
Because
it's gonna build
whether
your
it's 5 people or
confidence.
10 people or a million, whatever, you're going to step up your game. You bring out everything, whatever's in your DNA that you found, you're going to bring it out.
When you say broadcasting, are you meaning like just be consistent with doing the videos about ASEA?
Yep. Be consistent. We have we do ours at least twice a week. We
Yep.
say at least twice a week, and then we bring up different things. So like there's a medical doctor, Dr. David, who a lot of you've seen. There's
We've had, Debbie Wexler.
Debbie Wexler. Then
Everybody has a different story.
everybody has a different story. Then there's people specific to the fact that they have epitomized the 5D experience and made they're completely financially fine. Okay, so they'll come in, they'll talk about the business side of things. There's a guy on Mr. Trumptastic show who is coming on today. He's an animal, right? Animal. He's talking about the benefits of animals with ASEA, right? So there's just different things about it. It's not just like, let's keep talking about this blue bottle and blue bottle and blue bottle. We want to bring in different themes of what the blue bottle does.
Yeah, I know I'll have more questions. I want you guys to get to Alex. I don't want to hog it. But my last thing is, and I truly appreciate you sharing all of that.
Of course.
Awesome. It was a little hard to, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just be honest. We're all honest with each other. It's hard to get past the pool taste. And then I'm like, I have to hold my breath to drink it. I'm very alkaline to begin with, but I do notice that it's helping other of my other supplements. So I know immediately. I'm very sensitive. So what do you tell people? Like, I mean, I would love my mom and dad to take this, but I think they.
It's interesting. You mentioned your mom and dad. I'll tell you one thing. My mother-in-law, Jay's mom, just started taking it. And to my biggest shock, she was like, what's the big deal? It doesn't taste that bad. I'm like, oh my God, I'm shocked. When I was like, this tastes awful. Oh my God, I don't want to be able to finish it, right? But it turns out, and I didn't know this until Danielle and Dr. David started sharing this, when you first start taking it, and Danielle will talk a little bit more because I'm sure I'm not getting the whole thing right, but the stronger that it tastes to you, your body is, and I didn't think I was toxic because I consider myself very eating clean and healthy. Your body has more toxicity in it. So for me, in the beginning, it tasted very, very strong. I honestly said to Jay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. He's like, just, suck it up, buttercup.
You're gonna right. That's what.
So, and once I got through like the first few weeks, it started to, the taste wasn't as strong. And Danielle, if you want to share a little bit more on that, of, the experiences of why that happens.
Okay. Yeah, it becomes like a nice barometer. So Jay, don't worry. Within a couple of weeks, usually it starts to like not be as intense of a taste.
Okay. It's only day 3, so
yeah, so you got time. It'll be okay. And usually you're smelling it. So yeah, hold your nose and make sure you're swishing it. I know it's like a lot to swish.
In my mouth.
Yeah, swish it. Are you not doing that?
I'm not doing that, and I'm also, I don't know how far apart to keep it from food and from other drinks. Like, I don't know.
So what we'll do with you, Jade, if it's okay with you, because in the interest of time, we'll actually set up a call and help you go through that specific product thing with you. And I definitely will help you with that part of it. But as far as taste, what I always tell people is my response to this is, I'm quite sure you've had worse. Okay, so just suck it up. Just suck it up and deal with it. We'll be fine at the end of the day. It's not going to be the end of the world. I do. I'm like, really, I mean, I'm quite sure you've had worse. So stop it. You know what I mean?
Okay, you guys are the best. I appreciate it. And then like weekly, this is my very last question. Weekly, it's going to be a different topic every week for the next week?
So next week, we're going to actually go through what we want to do next week is we want to actually go through enrollment training with you. So we're going to show you on the website how we take someone through enrollment. Okay. And then we're actually going to have one of you take one of us through enrollment. Okay. So we'll let you guide through that process. Okay. So we'll get you there. Alex.
Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, quick question. So the $10,000 a month mark, right? 50 prospects, nurturing, how many of those
I love
people
it.
need to actually be selling themselves? And I'm guessing that's repeat a month, like 50 people coming in every month, even if they're not new, or is that 50 new people every month?
Danielle?
So Alex, what I told them to go diamond, the average diamond recruits 50 people. Of those 50 directly sponsored by them, obviously the network grows. Okay. And you're looking within those 50 for 5 to 7 that actually are serious builders. You latch onto them and you help them go deep. It's called tap rooting. So you help them get into their network. All right. And so it will just naturally start to grow, not because you necessarily are continuing to sponsor, but because the depth starts to happen. Does that answer
That
your
makes
question?
a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And just so you understand, we have way blown past $10,000 a month. Our bonus check from last month was higher than that. So you can see if you just take on this philosophy of what we're showing you how to do, you're gonna get way past 10,000 a month quicker than you realize.
We'll get you there because we have the skill set to get you there, number one. We are your perfect partners when it comes to something like this. And this is what we live in. This is what we live for. You know, this is our gig. This is we're happy with it. We know it's our blessing. We have people that are intuitive guides, spiritual guides, and you know, we're business intuitive guides, if you would. So we're that person in your life. So let's take a look at this right now as we pragmatically, let's take a look at this as that we fit into each other's plans. Okay. You have people that are very connected with you and they're only going to even talk to or entertain these scenarios because of you. You know, we have the ability to help wrap it up in a bow, kind of like from that aspect of it. So again, let's take a look at how we fit into each other's plans. I think we'll work out that well. We want to try to keep these as an hour because again, we know it there. So we're just a little over that. Next week, we're going to go into enrollment training and then we'll get into, if you have any other things that you want to learn as we go through this, we'll start as we grow. And as you start to do this and move through the enrollment process, we'll start drilling down, Danielle, the compensation side maybe for people, and thanks.
I think that'd be great.
And then really so you can understand the compensation plan of that. So we'll get to that one during this series here. Okay. So
Whatever your ultimate goal is, whether it's $10,000 a month or an extra $1,000 a month, it's not just about the money, even though it is a beautiful part about it. When you start hearing the testimonials from people that they're literally, their life is changing, that truly, from our perspective, is priceless. Yes, the money is absolutely phenomenal, but the joy that you get from being able to help people change their lives, that is truly priceless.
Kate Candy, you got something there?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to do the technique that I do whenever I'm taking the liquid, is that I keep my tongue at the top of the roof of my mouth and I swish. So it gets under the tongue where it goes into the bloodstream and you're not tasting it.
Oh.
So that will give you the time to be able to get used to it going into your bloodstream so it doesn't, you know, mess with you, so you can keep it in your mouth longer and you're just like soaking it all up.
I love it. And thank you for
Thank
sharing that, because
you.
this is an experience. This is really an experience. And all we're going to have to be able to make this work is that each other's experiences to help us. Right. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being candid. Again, thank you very much, everybody, for your confidence in working with us. We do appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to hang out with us today. We're much love and we're very grateful for that. If there's anything else you need, reach
Or
out
if you
to
want to
us.
set up an event.
You want to set up an event, which we encourage you to, you know what I mean? Just, we're right there with you. We'll do it. Okay. So, anything that I missed there?
I don't think so.
All right, cool. Much love.
Who do you want us to reach out to?
Well-
Which one for the event?
What's that, Alex?
Who do you want us to reach out to specifically for the event?
April.
Yeah, you can send me a text, Alex, and because I'm the one that does the scheduling. So, yeah, we'd be super excited to host an event with you.
Yeah, all of you.
April will take an okay picture and make it really look good.
Oh, thank you.
Just saying.
Oh, thank you.
Carla's got her first event on Wednesday
Yeah.
and 6 o'clock Central Time. Carla, see, I'm getting
Central.
Central. I got you. I got you. So that's good. And that's it. Those are the breakthroughs. Those are the breakthroughs. It's all stuff. I mean, we get past it once.
Once
we
you get
it.
past the first one, you're gonna be like, geez, this is so much easier. This is like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
So much easier than I thought. It's just the
Yeah.
nerves of the first one.
It is.
Once you break through that, you're golden.
And this too shall pass. It really will. So,
Yeah.
all right, everybody. Much love to you. We wish you all the love and success and prosperity in the world.
you.
Really, God bless you all, and we'll see you next week. In the interim, if you need anything, just reach out. You know how to get a hold of us. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Nice meeting everybody. Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye bye.
too.